Hi guys, my name is Chad Trofgruben, and I would like to welcome you to my mobile game development using Flash CS6 and ActionScript VTC series. It's kind of a mouthful, but to sum it up, in this series we will learn how to create a mobile game using the new version of Flash and the programming language ActionScript 3.0. Now, before we get into the game development process, we will be going over some basics for Flash CS6 so you can be introduced or reintroduced into Flash. We will then move on to ActionScript basics. Now, I'm going to assume you have some knowledge of ActionScript while entering this series, and if you don't have that knowledge, or if you're looking for more basic or if you're looking for more general information on ActionScript, you can check out the ActionScript 3.0 VTC series, and that should provide you with the information you need. But the basics I'll be teaching deal more with game development. We'll talk about how to draw graphics using ActionScript, how to move those graphics. We'll also discuss hit detection and that sort of thing. So once we do that, we'll move into basics involving mobile game development. And this will involve more of the control features that you find when using a mobile device to play a game. For instance, we'll learn how to control a game using the accelerometer or the tilt controls in Flash. We'll learn how to do touch controls as well as the pinch to zoom in features. These will hopefully create the building blocks so that once you are done with this series, you can apply different techniques to different types of games. And then finally, we'll move into creating an actual game. This will go from the very beginning with assembling the elements, so the visual elements for the game, and then we'll move into coding it from start to finish. And we'll be using a separate ActionScript file for this to keep things organized, and you'll learn how to create a game using variables, functions, event listeners, for loops, and many other action scripting techniques. Once that process is complete, we'll move into the debugging phase, and we'll check for bugs and make sure everything is good to go. And then I'll give you some tips on exporting your game for both Android and iOS devices. And again, this series is meant to be sort of a template, an introduction to this process. The game we'll be creating is pretty bare bones, and my hope is you'll be able to expand upon it, even create your own visual assets for it eventually, and make it your own game. You'll be able to hopefully apply the building block techniques I show you in the earlier lessons to maybe alter the game itself or create brand new games entirely. For this series, I am developing it with Flash CS6 in mind, but I'll be saving all of my work files as CS5 files. That way, if you are using an earlier version of Flash, you can still open up the work files. But there may be some workflow differences because CS6 does introduce some new elements, especially in the mobile area. Anyway, that's a little bit about what we will be learning in this series. I hope you enjoy yourself, and let's get started.